Shalom Israel. If you can like, share tonight's class, we greatly appreciate it. Just filling in for Captain Dahar until he gets here. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in, and I will make sure that Captain Dahar receives your questions. All right. Also, visit our YouTube page. Visit our YouTube page, Hollywood Israelites, and make sure to subscribe. You understand? Very important. Support the truth. Support the truth, man. Get straight into it. I'll let the class build up for another minute or so. Make sure if you're on the feed, just share the class, man. Share the class. You know, the word get out to a larger audience. Very important. And then we're going to dive into these scriptures. Shalom to the Lord Christ. Yeah, I'm live right now, sir. Kind. Yes, sir. Lord Christ. Kind. So we're going to touch on. A brother asked me, and we're going to touch on a question a brother asked me. It was a really good question. You understand? And basically the brother asked if Jesus Christ was mentioned in the Old Testament. Now, this is one of my favorite subjects because it shows that Christ embodies the Word, embodies the Bible in its entirety. You understand? Like, Jesus Christ, like he said, I'm the first and the last, Alpha and Omega. You understand? Jesus Christ is absolutely mentioned in the Old Testament, and I'll read a few scriptures to show what we're talking about Christ, you understand, and give some insight on it because it's very important. You understand? So let brothers chime in. Because the Christian church, fake Israelites, same thing, one and the same, will tell you otherwise. Will tell you that the New Testament is garbage, when really they're the ones that are garbage. You understand? Jesus Christ, they don't understand the Bible. To say that Jesus Christ and the New Testament is man-made, right? Is like what they like to say. It shows how small you are in the Bible. Like, it shows how much you don't know about God, about the Old Testament, about the Torah, the first 5 books, the prophets. It shows how much you don't know, and you're showing how much the Lord is not with you. You understand? Because if the Lord was with you, you would see Jesus Christ from Genesis all the way to Malachi. Easily. How? Precept upon precept. So I'm going to show you in the Bible Jesus Christ in the Old Testament. We're going to get it right now. A few brothers chime in. All right, let's get Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment, and with judgment from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Now, we read in Isaiah 9:6, it's talking about an individual whose kingdom will be of the lineage of David. And not only the lineage of David, this brother in particular, the government will be on his very shoulders. You understand? Which is a very black term. The government of Christ, the kingdom of heaven, is going to rest on Jesus Christ's shoulders, meaning on what he deemed righteous. And we know what he deemed righteous and what he practiced, the law, statutes, and commandments, and what pleased the Most High. That's what the kingdom of heaven is going to consist of, righteousness, because it's laid on Jesus Christ's shoulders. You understand? And Jesus Christ is of the lineage of David by way of Joseph, his physical father. Let's get Acts 13 to prove that. Let's get Acts 13 to the 13th chapter. The Bible says, roughly paraphrasing, I'm going to get it really quick. This is a beautiful scripture. While we go into the New Testament and the Old, right? It's Matthew 13:52. Then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old. So I'm going forth to showing you in the New Testament and the Old Testament, Jesus Christ. You understand? So let's get Acts. Let's get the book of Acts and show you, back up what I just read in Isaiah the 9th chapter. Acts 13. And we could do 22. Right? You can really start up, but let's, for time's sake, we're going to go at 22. Acts 13:22. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king. Now, who was removed was Saul, the Benjamite, right? Who was the first anointed king of Israel, and through his disobedience, he was removed, and the Lord replaced Saul with a man by the name of David of the house of Jesse, which was of the house of Judah, right? King David was from the tribe of Judah. Solomon was of the tribe of Judah. All of David's sons were Judites, because David was a Judite, right? I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. Of this man's seed hath God, according to his promise, raised unto Israel a Savior, Yahushua, or Jesus. Now, of this man's seed, we see that of this man's seed, of what man's seed? David. King David. That's right. King David was promised that a king will come out of his loins. And this king would rule the planet Earth in righteousness. Would rule the planet Earth in righteousness, and the government of Israel would be on his shoulders. That's what will happen. That's what will happen. Let's get Samuel. Let's see what the Lord told that to him. 2 Samuel, 7th chapter, right? show you the pedigree of Christ. You understand? Christ wasn't just born of a random family and of a random stock. Christ's genealogy itself, his pedigree itself, it spoke for itself. You're the grandson of King David. Christ was known. You understand? Christ was known. Christ had to fight off women. You understand? Because of his mission. Christ was very popular. You understand? And his family was as well. 2 Samuel 7 and 12. This is the Lord speaking to David. Let's see what the Lord tells David right here. Let's see. And let's see who fits this shoe, so to speak. Let's see who fits it. All right. 2 Samuel 7 and 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, meaning when you pass away or when you give up the ghost or the spirit and die, and thou shalt and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Now, let's look at the book of Kings, or, later on in the books of Samuel, and in the Chronicles, or the records of our kings. What king in the book of Kings, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, kingdom lasted forever? Was it Josiah's? As great of a Passover that he held, was it his? No, his kingdom did not last forever. Maybe it was Rehoboam. Was it Rehoboam? No, it was King Manasseh. King Manasseh had a kingdom that dwelled forever. Right? I don't think so. Those men were not the one. And to be more specific, let's go through the line of David. Solomon. Did his kingdom last forever? Or was it rent in two because of him and his actions in serving other gods? It was not. It did not last forever. So whose kingdom prophetically, according to the Bible, whose kingdom will last forever? Let's get it. Let's get Daniel. Let's get Daniel. The book right before, right after Ezekiel. Right? Let's get Daniel, the 7th chapter. Daniel 7 and 13. And it reads, I saw in the night visions, meaning Daniel, a Judite as well, who was a prophet, who received great visions. So much so he would wake up in cold sweats and inquire to the Lord what these visions meant. I saw the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven. Who is the Son of Man? Who is the Son of Man? Who is the Son of Man? Let's read it. Matthew 16 and 13. When Jesus, Yahushua, came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? So Christ is telling you he's the Son of Man. So when you read Daniel 7 and 13, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with all the clouds of heaven. It's like it came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days. And they brought him near before him. And there, let's see what was in Jesus Christ, which was prophesied in the book of Daniel, hundreds of years before the time of the birth of Christ. And there was given him, Jesus Christ, the Son of Man, dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion. What we read, that King David was told by the Lord, with his seed, with a certain man of his seed, his kingdom shall last forever and ever and ever, under the righteous conduct and order of the Most High God of Israel, under his laws. It says, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. Every nation on the planet Earth is going to be subject to the rules, to the authority of Jesus Christ. The Bible says in Philippians, every knee shall bow at Jesus Christ. Now, we know these nations are very proud. Sidebar, these nations are very proud. They're not going to just give up. And that's a beautiful thing. Christ wants a fight. And it's going to be an easy fight for Jesus Christ. You understand? He said, I will not meet thee as a man. Christ is coming, look, he's going to show the world things that they have never seen before. You think walking on water is such a heavy thing. Healing the blind, giving the blind sight is such a heavy thing. You understand? Healing brothers of demons every day from the age of 12. Schooling brothers in the scriptures who were renowned in the scriptures. And also learning from them. I'm not taking away from them brothers. But Jesus Christ, as powerful of miracles that he did in his lifetime, he's going to do even more miraculous things than that when he returns. Because, oh yeah, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, or whatever her damn name is, Joe Biden, which everybody in the political world are nothing but damn pedophiles. Jesus Christ is coming to smash this kingdom.
That's right.
Jesus Christ is going to get rid of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian poverty. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian oppression will not exist. It will cease to exist from off the planet Earth under Jesus Christ's kingdom, man, which is going to be here on earth. And all nations are going to be subject to Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and his people, who he loved so much that he died for them so that we can have a part in his kingdom. Everything sweat? No sweat? You understand? Reading it again. And there was, Daniel 7:14, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. See, when Jesus Christ returns, because he is going to return, his kingdom is not going to be stationed or headquartered in Israel, and you still got Russia having military parades, showcasing their arsenal of nuclear weapons or destructive weapons. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's far from reality. What it's going to be is the nations being in total subjection to Jesus Christ. That's prophesied. And anything prophesied in the Bible comes to pass. It can come past next year. It could come past tomorrow. It could come to pass in 100 years. But it will come to pass. Whether it be in my lifetime, my son's lifetime, or my son's son's lifetime. It will happen.
That's right.
You understand? So we see that proving that Jesus Christ is mentioned in the Old Testament. He's there. Psalm 47. Or Slagia, let's read it. Psalm chapter 40, verse 7.
Psalms chapter 40, verse 7.
Right, read.
Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me.
One more time.
Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me.
Now, who is speaking? Who is this? Because what I'm getting at is, we got a bunch of knuckleheads that say Jesus Christ in the New Testament is phony.
Right.
You understand? Well, listen, as a servant of Christ, I will not let that. We will not let that ride out, man. That's a lie that we will find out and expose to its very core and dismember it like it never existed. Because Commander General Yohana taught us the correct way to break down this Bible, and the world does not have that gift.
That's right.
So let's get Hebrews. Let's see who he's talking about. It's like it. Hebrews chapter 10. Start at I mean, it's so much. It's so much. Let's start at 5. We're giving Hebrews 10 and 5.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
A body hast thou prepared me. Read.
Verse 6. In burnt offerings and sacrifice for sin thou hast had no pleasure.
Right. Meaning what? First of all, this is Paul quoting Psalms, but he's showing you who's speaking here. Now, in the Spirit. Now, it's like, those lights come on?
Ooh, yeah.
If I may, Bible Shah, I appreciate it. It says, in burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure. Meaning what? The Lord would rather you just be obedient versus having a animal sacrifice in place of your disobedience. Like, the Lord don't take pleasure in that. The Lord takes more pleasure in you just listening. You understand? Read.
Verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me.
We just read that in Psalms. Read.
To do thy will, O God. Verse 8. Above, when he said, sacrifice and offering, and burnt offerings, and offerings for sin thou wouldest not.
Right. Burnt offerings and offerings for sin thou wouldest not. Read. Meaning the Lord would rather you be obedient. Read.
Neither has pleasure therein, which are offered by the law.
Read.
Verse 9.
We're going to find out who this is talking about. Read.
Verse 9. Then said he, lo, I come to do the will, O God.
I come to do thy will, O God. Read.
He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second.
He taketh away the first what? First covenant, and created a new one. Jeremiah 31 and 31. Hebrews 8 and 8 through 10. You understand? In the form of, we don't sacrifice animals anymore. In the Levitical law, and when you read the book of Leviticus, there were certain protocols if you wanted atonement for your sins. If you wanted forgiveness for your sins, you have to go to the priest. You understand? And sacrifice certain animals. Wring the necks of turtle doves and pigeons. You understand? Burnt offerings, etc. But the Lord is saying, I had rather you just obeyed me. spare that animal's life. Because what was going on in ancient times was our people would know they're about to sin. They would have a lamb tied up, ready to go. Like, okay, I'm gonna tie this lamb up, shut him up from batting. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And when I'm done sleeping with this brother's wife, I'm gonna come kill this lamb, and I'm gonna be good. And Israel, because Israel like to be loophole artists, and the Lord, like, I'm not stupid. You think just you can kill 10 lambs? That don't appease my wrath that I'm gonna have on you, because I would rather you be obedient. You understand? Keep reading on. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. Meaning, you come into the truth of God and Jesus Christ, or it's like it, of Jesus Christ, you learn that He is the one that you have forgiveness through. Real forgiveness. Real forgiveness. You understand? Forgiveness that bullock could not give you. Forgiveness that lamb could not give you. You understand? Jesus Christ symbolically was that lamb, that unblemished lamb. That was Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is mentioned all throughout the Old Testament. All throughout it. You understand? Where it talks about down to the Passover. Jesus Christ is our Passover. That's what it says in Corinthians. And what was significant about the lamb for the Passover? You can't even break its bones. And what did they try to do when Christ was on the cross next to the two thieves? They were, as Roman custom, they were going down the line, busting the knees and breaking the bones of those who were just crucified. But did they break the bones of Jesus Christ? No. You understand? They weren't allowed to break the bones of Jesus Christ for the sake of prophecy.
That's right.
For the sake of prophecy, man. To show you that Jesus Christ was mentioned throughout the volume of the book. Let's get Revelation 5. Let's get Revelation chapter 5. Revelation chapter 5. And we're going to read verse 5.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 5.
Start at 3.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 3. And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon.
Read.
Verse 4. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon.
Read.
Verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah.
The what?
The Lion of the tribe of Judah.
Right.
The root of David.
The what?
The root of David.
The root of David.
Have prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
Right. It's like, so you, right, come on. With that, Pastor Clark's priest, come to the door. Get it.
Any questions?
Come on. It's like, I have a question.
Come on, let's get it. A second. Before we start, shout out to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Atlanta, man. They out there doing it big. I almost made it. Say you know, you might have won that one. Go on, I appreciate it. All right, what's your question?
My question was in Isaiah 9 and 6.
All right, let's get it.
Okay, we're going to read it first.
Come.
Isaiah 9 and 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
Go ahead.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Break it. Okay, what's your question?
Okay, the titles.
Right.
Because I know this is talking about Jesus Christ, right?
Right. It's talking about Christ. Go ahead.
Okay. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God,
Mm-hmm.
the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Right.
I know he's not the Father,
Right.
but my question is like, how would we break that down as far as the Everlasting Father?
Right. Remember, these are things that people call him, not himself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like people are calling Christ this, not him. So they're saying, but you would break that down as power. That's it.
Power.
That's power.
It's power.
Right.
Okay.
That's how you would break it down as power. It's not, Christ is not, they're not saying Christ is the God. He's saying he's the power.
Right.
He's going to be looked at as that man. This is the person who's going to come and redeem the Israelites.
Okay.
Remember how big that is in itself.
Right.
The brother who's going to come and redeem the Israelites that the prophets talked about throughout the whole Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? They talked about this man who was going to come, you get what I mean, and be the redeemer for Israel.
Right.
Give me Isaiah 53.
Isaiah 53 and 1.
Okay.
Isaiah 53 and 1.
Uh-huh.
Who has believed our report?
Go ahead.
And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed?
Right. So now, who believes the report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? Go ahead.
For he shall grow up before him.
He shall what?
Grow up.
He shall what?
Grow up
Go ahead.
before him as a tender plant.
You understand that? This is talking about Christ too as well, right?
Right.
They talking about he was going to grow up as a tender plant. Meaning what? Just like any other brother. He's going to grow up just like any other brother who has to grow and who has to learn, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And as a root.
Now, mind you, Christ was in the truth from birth.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Right.
Meaning, not everyone around him took the truth serious like he did, but it's like it. Not everyone around him was in the truth, but he took the truth serious. Y'all understand that, right?
Right.
Like he's the one that really, like his father was in the truth. His mother wasn't in the truth. They knew, of course, they knew the law and they practiced it, but they wasn't rolling with Christ. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a different time. Just imagine someone teaches you the truth, but they don't come to class. They're not going to camp. They're not traveling. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
It's a different time. Now, you grew up on Christianity. They grew up, knowing the laws and things like that. But he grew up actually learning the law, learning, the spirit of the law, learning brotherhood. But the brother who taught him, which was his father, wasn't rolling with him. You feel me?
Right.
Go ahead.
Kind. And as a root out of a dry ground,
Mm-hmm.
he hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him,
No form, no comeliness. Meaning what's the form? What's the form? What's the form mean? Basically, the same thing as saying there's no comeliness. Comeliness, Salakia. Meaning you're not gonna be able to be like, that's the man. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not gonna be able to be like, something about his look is special.
Right.
But Rugai.
Like you're not gonna be able to look at him and identify like, oh, yeah, that's Christ.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell, I need to follow him. Right? Go ahead.
It's like, sir, does that have anything to do with like people like to read that? I'm not saying. Okay, my question is that talking about his attractiveness?
His appearance.
Okay.
Because people are carnal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to follow. There's nothing wrong with being handsome or good looking, but people tend to follow that person just for that reason.
Right.
Sometimes. But like a lot of cats in high school, some cats will follow another cat because women like him. They don't necessarily like the other brothers, but they like him, so they want to follow this brother.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So the Most High took that out the equation.
Okay.
You feel me? Go ahead.
And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
You understand, right? Just what I just said, right? Go ahead.
Okay. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows,
Mm-hmm.
and acquainted with grief.
Go ahead.
And we hid, as it were, our faces from him.
Mm-hmm.
He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
Khan, give me to the part where they start talking about. Am I there yet, or that's it, right?
But
That's pretty much it, right?
it's more, but kind of. So
Yeah, Khan. Now, to back to your question, right? People's question will say, "See, Christ is God," right?
Mhm.
Give me Acts 7th chapter. Give me, I think, the 51st verse. You know what I'm talking about?
Con.
Give me that one, right? Because all you want to do is just prove that what? Christ ain't God, right?
Right.
And then when he calls himself Almighty, or what's the word he used here?
Everlasting. Obviously, the mighty God. But it was the everlasting Father. That part.
The everlasting Father. What is everlasting Father?
I mean, I know he's not the Father. You know, for the simple fact that he said, "Our Father, which are in heaven." I would say, like, would that have anything to do with him creating?
No.
Okay.
This has everything to do with the Most High. Just think about him being the God, but not being God. Just think about how he follows in the Most High's footsteps, but is not the Most High.
Okay.
He's talking as the Most High, but he's not the Most High. Remember, he says, "Don't call me great," right? But call him great. The only one that. Give me that precept too.
You just don't want that in Acts?
Yeah, give me that one in Acts first. I think it's 51 or 55 on it too.
Okay, count. Acts 7 and 51.
Go ahead.
Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears. Ye do always resist the Holy Spirit. As your fathers did, so do ye.
Go ahead.
Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? It's like 50. I mean, that's a little context. I go to 50.
No, sweat. Go ahead.
Count. And they have slain them which showed before of the coming of the just one, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers.
Go ahead.
Who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it.
Go ahead.
When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. But he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly.
He what?
Looked up steadfastly.
Go ahead.
Into heaven, and saw the glory of God, and Yahushua standing on the right hand.
Standing on the what?
Right hand.
Go ahead.
Of God.
You understand this, right? Even the priests and prophets of the Bible knew that Christ wasn't God. Right. So the confusion of Christ being God with words, they just don't understand how the authority that Christ was coming in. This is the authority he's coming in, and he's coming in the Most High's authority. Right? You give me Mark 1 and 22. Is it Mark 1 and 22? Salakia.
Yeah, count.
Let me hear that one real quick.
Mark 1 and 22. And they were astonished at his doctrine.
Who's talking, right? Christ was just speaking, right? And now, am I correct? Christ was speaking?
He was.
He was speaking, right? And the people heard what Christ was, how he was speaking. Go ahead.
For he taught them as one that had authority.
Had what?
As one that had authority.
That's what you want to use right here. He taught them as one who had authority. He had the authority, the same authority that's given to us. When you speak, when you talk about the Bible, when you teach your brothers or sisters, you speak with authority. You get what I'm saying? Right. You tell them, like, but brother want to say, well, hey, hold your peace. You get what I'm saying? Let your teaching, let the way you teach be the way you talk sometimes. Because you do have the authority given to you from Commander Yohanan. Right. So you speak like that, just how Christ was speaking. He was speaking like that because no one over there can deal with him. Right. You know what I mean? Read it from the top.
Mark chapter 1, verse 22. And they were astonished.
Why was they astonished? Because this ain't the Christian church. Right. They astonished because they like, why is he? Because you know why? They're sinners and he's not. Right. You get what I mean? Right. Well, it's something called moral authority too. When you're a morally decent person, a person who's not moral can be amazed at how you're talking. You understand? Right. Because they know in their mind they're not like you. So when you speak away, they're like, damn, I need to be like him because I'm not like that. I can't say those things without feeling some type of sear on my conscience. You get what I'm saying? And Christ can speak like that because he doesn't have those things that they have. He doesn't have those weaknesses. He's not a sinner. You get what I mean? He's not a hypocrite like them. Right. So that's why they're astonished. You understand? Right. Go ahead.
For he taught them as one that had
authority.
He taught them as one who has authority. Go ahead.
And not as the scribes.
And not as the who?
Scribes.
As the scribes. Now, who the scribes? Who are the scribes?
The scribes were brothers. The scribes were brothers who basically people looked up to teach them.
That's true, but scribes were hypocrites.
Okay, kind of.
You understand, right?
Right.
That's what I want you to say. The scribes were hypocrites. Precept.
The scribes were hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What's going on up? Lord Christ.
Lord Christ, right?
Yeah, Mr. Studs, I like it. Oh, that Shasta good. I ain't drinking Shasta in like 5-6 years or something like that. But this Shasta right here, that's good. Like the water. Go ahead, that one. You got it? You can get the one with the swine's flesh. They sit behind trees eating swine's flesh.
Okay.
But whatever one you got is fine.
Kind. It's Matthew 23 and 27. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites."
There you go. That's it. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Right? Go ahead.
For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones.
Full of what?
Dead men's bones.
That's the authority that Christ had, right? Was to make them feel like how that scribe is.
Right.
Full of dead man's bones, right? So if you want to go back to your question, why are they calling him Almighty? Because he's mightier than them.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
All right, no sweat. Any other questions? Go ahead, that one.
I have one more question, sir.
Mm-hmm. But you understand, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Just think about, I'm mightier than you. That's it. And the Lord is under Christ is under the Most High, right? So Christ, if he deals how we're supposed to deal, we should have that same authority and be as mighty.
Right.
We call each other mighty man all the time.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
My question was with Noah and the flood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was flooded? Was the whole earth flooded literally?
Right.
Or was it a certain body of like an area that was flooded?
Right. It was the whole earth.
It was the whole earth.
It was the whole earth, but let's not confuse earth with civilization.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Civilization was in one like area, concentrated area at the time, right? Mm-hmm. But the whole earth was flooded.
The whole earth was flooded.
All right, you get the precept. Give me 6 and 1, Genesis.
Okay.
6 and it's not 1. This might be 8 or something. Because it says the earth. You're gonna flood the earth, right?
Okay. Yeah. This is okay. 6 and 13. It says, "And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them.
Go ahead.
And behold, I will destroy them with the earth."
I will destroy them with the what?
With the earth.
Go ahead. Is that it?
It's another verse.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. "And behold, I, even I, do bring flood of waters upon the earth."
That's what you need right there.
Okay.
He brings flood of water upon the earth.
Okay.
What was flooded? The whole earth. You get what I'm saying? If earth is just the population, the whole earth was flooded.
Okay.
You can cut them both ways. Because people might say, that was just that part of the world. That's fine. That's where the whole world was.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't have to flood the Western world because nobody was there.
Right.
If that's your question. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yes, he flooded the whole earth. And I can prove it to you in the Bible. And I'm going to show you right here how everyone died except 8 souls. That's why the whole earth had to be repopulated. That's why Ham had to shame his father so he can be cast out. You get what I'm saying? He had to do that. What you call it? Somebody was going to be chosen. He had to be found. Japheth was not the one that's going to be chosen. The seed was going to come out of Shem. All that was on purpose. You get what I'm saying? So the Lord can start over and do it right. And we still did it wrong, right? Any other questions?
I have one more question. So
Go ahead.
Reading Genesis.
Are you good on that one, though?
Yes, sir. Kind.
And then you can always pull the one in Peter where it says only 8 people were saved by water. Right. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only 8. And why was they saved by water? Because they was on an ark. Right. You get what I mean? Not by baptism, because they was on an ark. Right. Right. Go ahead.
Okay. Reading Genesis with I read a line in Genesis 2:8, a verse like it, and it says, "And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there He put the man whom He had formed." So my question
man who had what?
Formed.
Okay.
So my question was, like, I understand Adam and that nature.
Yeah.
But eastward in Eden was my question. Like, was Eden? Okay, it said eastward in Eden. And I know Eden means paradise. So like, was the earth paradise and the Garden of Eden was eastward in Eden? Would that be the land of Israel?
Okay. Isn't it Mesopotamia, I believe? Okay.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay. Wherever Adam and Eve was first was the holy place. Okay. You get what I'm saying? What was they at first? In the Eden, right? The Garden of Eden. Right?
The Garden of Eden, right.
Right. So now, when you read eastern of Eden, where's that at? What precept is that at?
Genesis 2:8. Genesis
2:8?
Yes, sir.
Now read it for me.
And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden.
Now, what's it say about that after?
It says, and there He put the man whom He had formed.
That's where the Lord wanted the paradise to be. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I got you.
You know what I mean?
Right,
so anywhere Adam was, where He formed them, meaning this is after the birth of life?
Is this? Yes, sir.
It's after the birth of life, right? So now that is where the Most High wanted Adam to be, eastward in Eden, in paradise, right? Right. Now anywhere outside of that was where the Lord didn't want them to be, and after He sinned.
And that was not paradise.
That was not paradise.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was learning the knowledge of good or evil.
Right.
Remember? Like Shalom says, you was only supposed to know good, never supposed to know evil. So you should have stayed separate or holy. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay, kind. Okay, because the reason why I asked, I was trying to, like, was Earth as a whole paradise? But that would make sense, like you said, because they was kicked out.
Yeah, Earth as a whole wasn't paradise. Remember? Because the Lord told them not to eat of this tree. Right. Remember, the tree symbolizes what?
Good and evil?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Philosophies?
No.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
What is it?
The trees represent the nations.
The nations. Precept. It's in Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, right there. I just did it.
There you pull it though. Ezekiel, I believe. Damn, I forget. It's Ezekiel 30 or 3, one of the two. Find it for me.
I got it. Oh wait. Well, okay, this is one of them.
Go ahead.
It's Ezekiel 31:6. It says, "All the fowls of heaven made their nest and his bowls, and under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under his shadow dwelt all great nations." That's a good one. There's a better one in Ezekiel that talks about the beautiful. It talks about the other nations being beautiful. Or it's like not a beautiful tree, not the other nations being beautiful, but the beautiful tree. It's like a cedar tree. Okay, I think I got it. Let me hear it. 2 verses. 31 and what? 17 and 23. Okay, go ahead. It says, Ezekiel 17:23, "And the mountain of the height of Israel will I plant it, and it shall bring forth boughs and bear fruit, and be a goodly cedar. And under it shall dwell all fowl of every wing, and the shadow of the branches thereof shall they dwell. And all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, have brought down the high tree, and have exalted the low tree, and have dried up the green tree, and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, the Lord, have spoken and done it.
Con, that's another good one. That's not the exact one I was looking for, but you can use those ones though. You understand? You can definitely use those ones. Those trees represent the nations. The branches represents the family that comes from them. You understand?
Okay, right.
So you want to use that. And the exalted tree that was talking about Adam's tree, Adam's paradise, or Adam's nation. The nation that was low, that was going to get brought high above all the nations.
Right.
Above all the trees, I should say. You get what I'm saying? So the Bible always symbolizes, they symbolize trees with families. You can also get Jeremiah 23 and 5 real quick. The Bible it's like a metaphorically, bar you would have to break down. Like it's a whole bunch of bars you have to break down. If you're black, you understand them. You know what I mean? Because they won't speak plain. They're going to speak all different ways to where if you're black, you'll understand. If you have someone else black who's learned to teach you, right? Go ahead, Carson.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 23.
Is that what I'm looking for?
Behold, the days of a raised
5 and 23? Go ahead.
righteous branch.
Yeah, that's it. 23 and 5, right?
Looks like it. 23 and 5.
No
Jeremiah 23 and 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch.
You understand that, right? This is another symbolism of the tree being a family. Y'all understand? He was going to raise unto David a righteous branch. This is talking about Christ. Go ahead.
And a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth.
Y'all understand? This is just showing how someone from David's tree, maybe his lineage, got to come out.
Right.
It's going to spring from his tree. A branch will come from his tree. Y'all understand? Good to go? Any other questions? Solid?
Solid, sir.
Most High in Christ. Let's get it. Let's get James 5 and 16. It's a brotherhood precept.
The book of James, chapter 5 and verse 16. Confess your faults one to another.
Right. The Bible says, confess your faults one to another. Who do you confess your faults to? If you committed a sin, who you confess your sins to? Go ahead. Cross out.
The Lord.
That's not what the Bible says. Go ahead.
The captain, like you, or
No. Cross out.
Oh, you said sin, so I was like, repenting, but if you sin against your brother, you break your brother.
There you go. Y'all understand that? That's what you're gonna say, young man? That's what you're gonna say?
oh no, I was just listening.
No sweat. That's who you want to confess your sin to. You understand? You got it. Don't confess your sin to me. You didn't wrong me, right? You wronged him. Go tell him. You understand? And that's what we're gonna have to do in here. Read it from the top. Kapar. It's like you had your hand up or no? No sweat. Go ahead. Read it from the top.
James 5 and 16. Confess your faults one to another.
Go ahead.
And pray one for another.
And pray one for another. Right? So now, this precept allows us to do what? If we wrong somebody, we have to come to that person. Y'all understand? You have to come to the person and talk to that person about what happened. And like say if I wrong Kapar, I got to come to Kapar and be like, Kapar, I got to tell you something. I stole from you, brother. You didn't know. You was drunk. You dropped $40. I put it in my pocket, and I spent it. Now, Salakia, I just want you to know that. And what does Kapar have to do? Regalia. He has to forgive me. Everybody understand that, right?
Right.
He has to forgive me. But in here we have rules, right? There has to be a judgment to make sure that the brother who is forgiving somebody feels justice. You understand that, right? Kapar will want $40 back, right? He will want $40 back. Or you got to pay double.
Right.
That's in the Bible. Y'all know that precept? Pull that precept for me. Go ahead, Cross. You had a question?
It's a precept of man get caught stealing.
There's different ways when you steal. You get what I'm saying? in a precept in the Bible talks about you steal because you was hungry. That's a lesser crime than stealing for greed. You know what I'm saying? Type one.
That's in Exodus.
Exodus what? It's not Leviticus or like it?
It could be one in Leviticus.
It's same. They've got the same. So go ahead.
Exodus 22 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
For all manner of trespass, whether it be for fox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the
That's
judge.
not the one I want. Give me the one where a man steals.
Okay, count.
A man steals from another person, all right? And don't think about this. It's a rough thing to do this. You understand? Hold on real quick, Russ. It's a rough thing to do it. If you wrong somebody, you're gonna have to confess what you did, so everyone can be tawab, everybody can feel good. Now, the person who did the wrongdoing, you're not only burdening yourself. Who else are you burdening? Who else are you burdening? Cross up. The brother. You get what I'm saying? Like, just imagine a brother. Like, of course, I'm saying something that's very extreme right now. This does not happen. But brother slept with another man's wife, and he has to confess that burden of, I slept with your wife. And then the other cat is burdened with the sin. He like, you slept with my wife. You feel me?
Right.
God damn. We don't need to go to counsel. I'm gonna kill you right here. Ain't no counsel needed. I'm about to kill you. You get what I mean? Like when you do something against a brother, you burden each other. And not only do you burden each other, who else are you burdening? Right.
What's that, brother?
The brother, everybody else. I'm gonna sit here like, hey, I see this brother salute everybody but him. What's going on?
Right.
What's going on? What's going on with each other? Go ahead.
I was going to say, is it Exodus chapter 22, verse 1?
Is that the precept? Is that the one y'all was going for?
Yes, sir.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
Let him pay what?
Double.
You understand that, right? Read it again. I'm gonna break it down.
If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
If they find out, that's in the law. You hear that, right? If he find out, now it's either you're gonna help him find out because you don't want that stole, or the Lord's gonna find you out.
Right.
You understand? Which one do you want? It's better you do it than the Lord judge you. Right or wrong? It's better you say, Salak. And the brothers in here is like this. I didn't even know you stole the 40. Well, why didn't you just ask me for it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know you could have just asked me for the 40. I'd have gave it to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's how brothers are in here. But now it's like, well, now since you stole it from me, I don't even want the, like it was me. I don't even want the money, You know what I'm saying? I don't even want the money. But I am going to require, you know what I mean? I suggest that, you know, you do all these workouts I'm about to ask you to do. $40 worth of workouts. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't care. I wouldn't want the money yet. I don't want the money. $40 is fine. Now, you needed that 40. And obviously, if you stole 40, you don't got 40. You get what I mean?
Right.
But you can work out, though. And then once you're done with these workouts, then I would feel some type of justice. And that'll be it. And then you can move on. Now you paid for that, and now you're straight. Everybody understand that, right? So, but there's something you have to do is what? Come to your brother about what's wrong. You know what I mean? Give me Job 40:7. It's not a light thing, right? If you ever had to confront a brother or come to a brother about something you did wrong, it's like, oh yeah, imagine if you did something wrong. He's like, I'm okay. You like think about it all day, right?
Right.
All day you just thinking about it, like, God damn, okay. Ooh, I'm gonna talk to him. When I see him, I'm going to talk to him. Then you see the brother and you just don't talk to him about the situation. You like, you know what? I'm I'm gonna handle this tomorrow. I'm gonna call him because he don't look like he in a good mood right now. He look kind of mad right now. So I'm gonna just call him. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna handle it over the phone. Then the next day comes. You know what? I'm gonna do it tomorrow, the next day, because this is this is a rough. You get what I'm saying? It's a hard thing. And here you're gonna have to do what? This is something I was taught. And here you're gonna have to what? You're gonna have to do things you don't want to do, right? You're gonna have to say things you don't want to say, right? And you're gonna have to not say things you want to say to make sure that your brother is tawab. You understand? Right. So you might feel like a brother might do something in your eyes where you're like, that was stupid. But you can't say, hey, you're stupid.
Right.
You understand that, right? You can't say that. You got to be like, hey, okay, don't do it that way. Maybe you can do it this way. You see how different that is? See how your mouth can get you in trouble or it can help you out? Yeah, you want to be a brother who, a brother can come to and talk to about any situation because, you're that type of cat. But if you're a brother who's, can't be talked to, you know what I'm saying? Or you're a brother who am I going with this? Help me out, guy. You're a brother that's what? Difficult. You know what I mean? Have you dealt with difficult brothers before? Come on, man. It's some difficult brothers you have to deal with.
Right.
And sometimes Satan will say what? I'm going to just ignore this.
Right.
That's what Satan will say. Sometimes you can't ignore it. Other times you have to deal with the problem. You understand? Give me Job 40:7. This was a precept that will help you deal with your problems. Go ahead.
Job chapter 40, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Gird up thy loins.
Gird up your loins. That's it. Gird up your loins. What does it mean to gird up your loins? Young man, what's that mean? You know?
Pick your nuts up, sir.
That's water. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what it means. The gird literally means to tighten up your belt.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Get strong, get right, so you can come and man up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Man up. Just man up. You a man, right? Everyone here is a man and a sister, right? You a man? Just do man things.
Right.
You get what I mean? Do man things. That makes you feel better. Makes you feel better when you do manly things because you're not a little boy or you're not a woman. You understand? We do man things in here, and men handle things different.
Right.
We're real. Men know that this can go left. Everybody understand that, right? Hey, this is what you got to come to your. When you come in, every brother in here I know thinks that they just no coward, ain't no bitch in them. Excuse my language. So when you come to a brother, it's always a demon in your head, like, I will beat your ass. But you gotta defeat that demon, and you literally gotta stop that demon and talk to a brother very brotherly, even in your anger.
Right.
You understand? Even in your anger, you gotta be like, hey, Salakia, brother, I just want to know, like, the other day when you was over, hey, like, why would you, you know what I'm saying? Why would you say what you said like that? Why would you say that? Like, was you angry? Was you angry about something earlier, and then that spilled over here? Like, I just want to know why would you say like like my fit was weak? I don't know. I'm trying to give an example. Why would you say like in front of all the brothers that you thought my fit was weak or something? Why would you say that? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Do I make you angry when I just want to know? Do I make you angry when I come around, or do you not like me? Did I do something to you? You see how that's different than like F you and nigga white, don't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? You see how different that is? You just gotta watch your mouth. Give me that precept in the tongue is but a little thing. Y'all know that precept? No. It's in the Bible. It's in the New Testament. The tongue is but a little thing. Go ahead.
I could, Cap, when you think about what you're saying, man, that's pure wisdom right there.
Mm-hmm.
When you learn how to talk. When you learn how to talk to your brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because in the world, brothers were just talking reckless.
If I could, real quick, I don't want to cut you off. Give me Ecclesiasticus 6:5, and also find me the tongue is but a little thing, but causes great grief, I believe. I'm paraphrasing. Go ahead, Regalia.
Come. So, yeah, like I was saying, you know what I'm saying, and the truth, you learn how to speak as a man. You learn how to handle situations as a man. Versus in the world, you know what I'm saying, you just driven off the emotion. You just talk reckless. You just go off your feelings, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it takes pure wisdom. You know, you have to be taught that up in the school.
Yeah, and what you saying is so heavy. The way you talk, the way you handle things. Everybody come from a different walk of life, but there's curses that come upon you. You know, the Bible talks about your eye will be evil towards your brother. Right. And here we know that brothers ain't trained how we're trained. You get what I'm saying? We know that. So I'm gonna treat a brother in the world like I treat a brother in here.
Right.
I'm gonna talk to him the way I talk to a brother in here. You get what I'm saying? Kapar.
I just wanted to expound. Yesterday I was at the wing stop and some brothers was arguing. They were 4 deep in the car. So as I was pulling off, they pulled on the side of me like they were on the other side of the street, and they pulled on the side of me. And I rolled out my window, and they were like, "Hey, what's up? You good?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah, how y'all doing, brothers?" And they was like, "Oh, I just want to know if you wanted to race." I'm like, "Nah, I got big rims on. I want to race." But I was thinking about it in the world. If I'd have answered wrong, these brothers were ready to jump out and do something.
Right.
I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, brothers?" And they were looking like, how could they react to something when I'm coming off brotherly to them instead of aggressive, like just coming back? It would have been a different story if I would have said like, "What's going on?" Like with an attitude instead. Yeah. It's like, "Hey, what's going on, brothers?" And they was looking like, "Oh, I just thought you wanted to race." I'm like, "Race?" That's
why it's good to always. The way I am by myself is the same way I am when I'm with 5 or 6 brothers.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If I'm by myself, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, brother?" If I'm with 6 brothers deep and with how we look, I'm still like, "What's going on? Like, how you doing?" You feel me? Like we don't do no extras. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know so many brothers, even including y'all, that'll buy a stranger a drink.
Right.
Just buy a brother a drink. Like, he'll come up, he'll ask about our fringes, or he'll ask about it. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, you like that? I'm in Christ." I'm like, "Hey, get this brother a drink." Y'all know how we get down. Right. You know what I'm saying? It kind of eases the demon off of a person who thinks you're a threat. You understand? Because they live in a different life and they in the world. So, and you don't know what life they live in. So anyone around them they think is there to kill them. That's how brothers in the world think. They's like, "Who's this, man? Who's this right here, man?" Like, oh, you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. And you got to kind of ease the brother, like, "Y'all ain't everything good?" You know what I'm saying? Brother might step on your shoe. What do you do when brother step on your shoe in the world? I think the nigga about to die. In the world, if a cat step on your shoes, I think someone's about to die. You get what I'm saying? And here, a brother step on our shoe, what we say? "Man, don't sweat that out. Don't worry about that, brother." Brother like, "Oh, so, hey, my bad, bro." "Oh, no, don't worry about it. Just a shoe." You know what I'm saying? Just a shoe. You might step on a brother's shoe and he look at you mad. He said, "Salakia, brother, I did not mean to step on your shoe. What you drinking? What you drinking? You know, that's my fault, man." Right. And what does he do to him? He might not want to drink. He be like, "Oh, okay. Like, I don't have to use my gun." It's just some things you got to be in here that is taught in the Bible. And when people see it, that's how you let your light shine. You understand? Right. You let your light shine through your brotherhood. It ain't weak to be like that. You know what I'm saying? The time is trying to turn it up on someone is when someone is threatening your life. When you feel like you're under threat. I don't ever feel threatened. You get what I'm saying? No one ever like threatens me, or I don't ever feel threatened. You feel me? Like that's just what it is. No one threatens me. I'm not scared. I don't walk around scared. I walk around confident and just regular.
Right.
Like nothing can harm me. You get what I mean? Now I walk with wisdom, of course, but you know what I'm talking about. Y'all walk the same way. It's just nothing scares me, and that's how we should show our light. You know what I mean? We don't got to be in fear. All right. You got that precept for me?
James 3 and 5.
Let me hear it. That's it. Actually.
The book of James, chapter 3, verse 5. "Even so, the tongue is a little member." Now,
the tongue is but a little member. You understand this, right? Small thing. Go ahead.
"And boasted great things."
And it boasted great things. Go ahead.
"Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth."
How great a manner a little fire kindleth. Like, you have to watch what you say.
Right.
It's a discipline thing. I still practice it today. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad at it. but you gotta practice it because you don't know how it can come off. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You might be like, just think about, brother might say, brother might say, you want some of this? You want some of this E&J? Brothers, remember, brother's offering you a drink, right? And I've done this before. And I said, no, I don't drink that shit. You get what I mean? Now, I'm thinking in my head, I don't drink it. But the brother's like, damn, I'm just offering you a drink. Right. Like, you know, some brothers might laugh it off like, like, no sweat. But I might have offended this brother by saying that when he's offering me a drink. You get what I'm saying? It's just real small things that you got to learn from. You like, damn, did I offend that brother by saying that? I might have offended that brother. He might not want to tell me. So you got to watch. How would you handle it? You would say, oh, nah, brother, I'm good. I'm too wild. I got me some drink right here. I'm good. That's it. You get what I'm saying? It's little things because your mouth can get you in trouble. The little things you say can get you in trouble. The Bible said, Paul said, if at possible at all, live peaceable with all men.
Right.
Y'all heard that precept? Live peaceable with all men. You don't have to sit there and try to offend a cat. You don't got to do that. Now, sometimes you might offend somebody. It's up to that person to be offended and come to you, right? That's it. You know, I'm not saying you got to be, you know, a happy-go-lucky guy all the time, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you want to watch what you say. Now, give me Ecclesiastes 6 and 5. In the Apocrypha. You got it down now, huh? You got it down? Most High Christ. You didn't conquer that. I ain't even try to mess with that. 16 and 11, I just, nope. I'd rather not.
I'm trying to get some type of vibe to it.
No sweat. You got it, Kapor?
Okay.
No sweat. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Sweet language.
What language?
Sweet language.
Sweet language. Go ahead.
Will multiply friends.
Will multiply friends. Now, what is this sweet language we talking about?
Talking about it's the way you come up with when you speak.
Yeah, being kind. Saying good things. Saying things that would have someone like you. Like, don't care about no one liking you, but it is okay to be liked by people. You get what I'm saying? It's okay to be liked by people because you're a kind person. You're speaking kindly. You get what I mean? Thank you. Oh, at the water, Ayundabar, Baba Kashar. You get what I'm saying? Salakia, brother. It's how you talk. It's how you talk to people. And people might look at you like, man, that brother right there, like I like that. He's a stand-up brother. You know what I'm saying? This sister right here, she's so kind. She's nice. She's sweet. She talks beautifully. You get what I'm saying? Those things would have people what? Read again.
Sweet language will multiply friends.
The sweet conversation, the sweet language will make what? People like you. Yeah, because you're talking beautifully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want some food? No, I'm good. I just hey man, the water for asking though. I appreciate that though, brother. You feel me? That's how you want to gain a brother or gain a sister. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got some drink. You want some drink? Oh hell yeah, you could. I'm just trying to pour me up. The water, I appreciate it. I got you on the next drink. There's a lot of ways we can talk to each other where we can, you know, show and sound how we love each other. Y'all understand? Y'all good to go? Y'all understand that? Any more on that?
And a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings.
And a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. Break it down.
It's like when you talk to somebody, if you're being very polite to them, it'll make people speak back to you politely.
Hey, Cross, can you give me some more ice in here? There's a whole bunch of ice. One more time, Kapar.
When you speak kind to people, it tends to make them speak kind to you.
Thank you. You get what I mean? Thank you. It's those type of things that matter. Those little things. You ever seen a sister and you just say hi to a sister? A sister will go home and think about you all day.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you. Just by you saying, hey sis, how you doing? You made her whole week. the whole day. You get what I mean? You made her a whole week by checking on her. By saying, hey, how you doing, sis? Everything all right? Everything good? That's sweet language. You understand? Same thing. Brother might need it from a sister sometimes, right, sis? Sis might tell her brother, hey, how you doing, brother? I like that shirt you wore last week. Oh, man, that was a nice shirt. Brother might be like, yeah? you like my shirt? Damn, that's what's up, man. Like, I need more shirts like that. That's just to say that shirt look good on me. I have been doing push-ups. You know what I'm saying? This is how we separate ourselves from being in the world. Is the way we talk to each other, because that's such a major thing. Because black people don't know how to talk to each other. We don't. You know what I'm saying? In the world, we don't. Black people love joking. They are great at, telling a joke. They great at roasting somebody, right? They are great at that. But how about when a brother get roasted? Brother don't like getting roasted. I remember in the world, I was not a good jokester. I didn't really joke like that because I didn't have jokes. You get what I'm saying? Right. But some cats had good jokes. So when I was getting roasted on, I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's funny. All right, hey, come here, man. Let me talk. Hey, let me holler at you over here, man. You know what I mean? These my jokes right here. That's how I joke. Because I ain't have no jokes like that. You get what I'm saying? Some cats is good. They good at having jokes. You get what I'm saying? But we got to learn how to talk to you. It's okay to joke, but you don't want to offend somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to offend no brother. You don't want to offend no sister with your jokes. You understand, right? Good to go? Any more precepts on this? Let me think. Any more precepts on this, Christ? Are we good? Brotherhood, talking. Try to think what precept we can. Let me think of one real quick. Let me give you one more, all right? Y'all got any questions? Y'all good, right?
It was one, I remember you always pulled it after a topic about talking. I can't think of it.
About talking?
Yeah, about like speaking out of turn or not speaking out of turn, but knowing when to say something, knowing how to say something, when to say something.
No, when to say. Oh, okay. I think I just asked brother for this one too. What's that one in the room? He working on the stuff? Okay, 1 second. 1 second. There's another one too. I forgot to pull this out last night, Kratza. Let me see. Y'all can get this for me. 1 second. Akia. Ecclesiasticus 11 and 8. Ecclesiasticus 11 and 8.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse 8. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause.
Go ahead.
Neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk.
Y'all understand that, right? It's another way that's a good another good way of discipline. It's a lot of discipline that goes in how you talk. You get what I'm saying? There's a precept in the Bible that talks about when a man is quiet, he's counted as wise. Right. But when a man talks, he looks as like a foolish man. The more you talk, the more you give yourself a chance to sound stupid.
Right.
Y'all understand that, right? Some brothers can talk forever and just spew wisdom. You get what I mean? That's very rare people. Most times when you talk, you're talking, and brothers is like, that's what's up. Most time, hey man, that's what's up. Hey, most time Christ, like I'm happy for you. Damn, most time Christ, like you get them like, right. and then another brother around you like might say, are you done? Because there's some brothers like that. Y'all understand that, right? There's some brothers that would sit there and, man, that's what's up, and give you and big us. There's another brother that says, are you done talking? You've been talking for 10 straight minutes and had no one else been talking but just you.
Right.
You should learn how to, you should learn discipline on how you talk. There's brothers like that too. Y'all understand, right? You should be a brother who hears more than he speaks. Y'all understand? You should be a brother who, if you want to speak wisdom. Speak something that brothers is going, pick up and use in their life, right? but no one wants to hear about you. That's another thing. Give me that precept. Hold this, right? Give me that precept where it says, don't let other men talk about you. It's like, don't talk about yourself, but let other men talk about you. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It's in the Apocrypha. It's in the Apocrypha.
About not praising yourself?
Yeah, come. Yeah, I think that's the one. Praise ye not yourself, but let other men speak on your favor. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not even sure. It's something similar to that. You got it? I don't know if it's on Ruth. I don't know where it's in the Apocrypha.
We were talking about it yesterday.
Oh, okay, it's in the Apocrypha for sure.
I see one in Proverbs where it says, let other men praise you, not your own mouth.
Thank you. I'll take that. That's one too. I'll take that one. The one in Apocrypha is another one too. You can read that one in Proverbs.
Oh.
Well, go ahead.
I believe it's Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 8.
19 and 8. That sounds right. Hey, shalom, sir. Y'all about to drink a cup? Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. I'm in class right now, so I'll find out. I'll find out right now. Okay.
I believe it's Ecclesiastes.
Okay. Kind of. So I'll find out right now. Kind of, Lord Christ. Hey, give me 1 second, Akim, right? Bear with me for like 2 minutes. I gotta handle something. Hey, Lord Christ, where you at? Hey, call the Walker Bar and find out what's happening over there, right? Like ASAP. Yeah, ASAP. Just find out, get to the bottom of it, and call me right back. All right, where you at?
We're trying to find
Ecclesiastes 19:8, right?
No, I believe it was 22 and less.
Hey, Psalm 1. Where's that precept about where it says pray when you shouldn't talk about yourself, let other men talk about you?
Oh, exhort. That's the key word.
Apocrypha. Exhort not thyself, right? Something like that.
Exalt.
Exalt or exhort?
I think exalt.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 30.
1 and 30? Let me hear it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 30. Exalt not thyself,
Right, go ahead.
lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
You understand that, right? Don't talk about yourself. Don't put yourself up like you're big.
Right.
Because you're not big. You understand? I don't care what you're not. Most people who are big don't do this. 1 second. Hey, y'all about to get done? Hey, it's like I'm teaching class right now. It's like, I'll hit you back, Lord Christ. Hey, so y'all understand that, right? You're not big. Most people who are big don't do this. It's someone who thinks they got a chip on their shoulder. Someone who thinks they need to be big that talks about themselves. You understand that, right? Don't never be this type of brother. Don't ever be like, hey, you know, man, I did this, and then I went over there and did that, and then, man, I also go ahead, Christ.
I remember like you bringing out in old class that how the disciples was talking amongst each other, and one of the disciples checked the brother for doing that. Talking about how he was this and that in the world and doing this and doing that. He was like, nobody cares about what you did in the world. What you gonna do with it is truth. So.
Calm, damn right. That's a say. You do that now. I didn't heard a brother do that before, and I had to check the brother. You know what I'm saying, brothers? Of course, they younger brothers. They coming in. They want to be hard, or they want to, they got a few bodies on them. Whoop de doo. You get what I'm saying? Like, no one's impressed by that. Everyone's impressed on what you do in here and how humbly and amazingly you do. Everybody understand? Nobody wants to hear about you. No one wants to. Now, they'll sit there because in the spirit of brother, they'll let you. You understand? They'll let you. I'm so happy the Lord's showing you favor. Right? And you are amazing, brother. You really are. And because the Lord is with you, that's why this happening. You get what I mean? A brother would do that. Somebody would be like, you're full of yourself. After the conversation, you might pull it back. You're full of yourself, Ak. Stop talking about yourself. You're not that great. Everybody understand? Don't be that brother. Don't be that brother, because shame will come upon you. That's what the scripture said, right? Okay. Read it again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 30. Mm-hmm. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so God discovered thy secrets.
You understand that, right? God knows your secrets. Anyone who talks about the things they do really ain't doing nothing. You understand? That's what the bottom line is. And that's just a fact. If you're talking about what you're doing, it's because you're really not doing anything. You understand? No sweat, Christ. What you got for me?
I really just wanted to just say what you were just saying, how profound about yourself.
But what's the other precept I called? There's another one I called, right?
No, so you just wanted to find this one.
Nah, I said whole where you was at.
James chapter
3 and nah. We read that. It was something else.
Proverbs.
Nah, not the Proverbs one. Go ahead.
Was it Job chapter 40?
Nah, not that one. It was one right after that. Like right before Proverbs. Right before Proverbs, I said, hold that, we're going to come back to that.
No, because the Proverbs was really cool for what you're trying to find. So.
Yeah. No, the interrupting of the speak. Remember we didn't finish that, right?
Yeah, that was
11 and 8. 11 and 8. Let's finish that one real quick, and because I jumped that one because I needed that precept to push this precept forward. All right.
Come.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 11 and 8. Mm-hmm. Answer not before thou hast heard the call.
Go ahead.
Neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk.
Go ahead.
Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners.
You understand that, right? All this is saying is just have some discipline. You understand? Have some discipline. Like if you see a lot of conversation, even you ever seen a battle, a UPK battle, right? And the brothers engage in the battle, and he'll let the cat speak, get his whole point out, and not interrupt him. And then the brother he get to start, he go, no sweat. And the cat just start talking already. You like, damn, hold on, I'll let you heard it all the time, right? I'll let you speak, now let me speak. Y'all heard that before, right? That's because you're undisciplined. Y'all understand? Because you're undisciplined, you do those things. Don't do those things. Be a brother who shuts his mouth until you heard the matter. Y'all heard that in the precept too, right?
It's crazy you said that because there's like a little short snippet of Captain Cesario, and this dude was like saying he's the greatest debater, and Captain Cesario was running, and this and that. And Captain Cesario was sitting there the whole time listening to the brother, to basically talk his mess.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Captain Cesario said something that cut him, like, you're not the greatest debater or something like that. He said something that cut him, and the brother started interrupting everything Captain Cesario tried to say. Then Captain Cesario cut him again and said, look, you know how I know you're not the greatest debater? Because I sat here and I listened to everything you said, and the moment I cut you on what I just said, you can't listen to nothing I got to say. You can't be considered the greatest debater, and you can't even debate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. is a way you want to enter into that type of form. Y'all understand? Good? Go ahead.
Gotta fix that.
Okay. All right. We good to go on that? We call any other precepts? Any other questions? All right, no, so we're going to switch topics. Where thought one at? He's still in there? I need him out here. All right, we're going to switch gears. Give me Revelations 20:7. Brother asked me this question. I'm going to answer it right now. All right?
Revelations.
You good, that one? You need time in there? Go ahead. I need to pull up a couple of precepts.
Revelations chapter 20, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
Break it down. When 1,000 years are expired, Satan should be loosed out his prison. What was going on? Break it down. Krasa.
Is this speaking of a time period of when we was in rulership, and then now Satan has been loosed out of his prison?
What was that? That's exactly what it's talking about. What's that rulership called?
The rulership when we was in rulership?
The dark ages, right? Go ahead, keep going, keep reading what we're reading. Now, Salaki, now that Satan is loose, right? What does that mean? Cross out.
The Renaissance period.
The Renaissance period, right? So now you had the dark ages, who were black people ruled for 1,000 years, right? 1,000 years. They was ruling in Europe, right? They was ruling in Roman's Europe. You know, all these places in Russia also. You know what I'm saying? All these places in the Eastern world, you would say, right? It was ruling. Black people ruling. Black people not in the truth. Y'all understand that, right? But black people ruling nonetheless, right? But they was not ruling under the right authority. They wasn't ruling in the truth like we should have been ruling. A lot of people had that mistake when they coming up. They thought, you know, the truth was back then because niggas must have been ruling. You know what I'm saying? That was not the case. We was black and we was ruling, and it was called the Dark Ages. They called it the Dark Ages. Now, when you was in the world, you heard the Dark Age, you thinking about like the Stone Age, right? Yeah, I mean, it was medieval. It was medieval, but you was thinking more like a bad time in history. You know what I'm saying? When actually it was a good time. It was a good time. Even though the brothers was in the world, but black people was ruling. What you call it? Who else was ruling? Hispanics were ruling, right? They was in the Western world, right? They was ruling all here, having a good time. In the world, of course, but ruling and conquering. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say
yeah, go ahead.
Like, I seen something like on Discovery Channel. They were showing like back in the Dark Ages. They showed like this chair that had spikes all over it. They made it seem like it was like a time when everybody was getting persecuted and just tortured by a certain people.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. It was right. Yeah. That's how they do. The white man's the devil. Yeah, that's why. You know what I'm saying? So 1,000 years, right? Speaking on the Dark Ages, when white people were trapped, oppressed, subdued, right? That's what white people are doing. Go ahead.
Would this be like almost like the time of like King James and stuff like that?
King James was in the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? King James was ruling, and then his son got murdered from the Cromwells, and the Cromwells start ruling. You get what I'm saying? They start ruling. Go ahead, Dr.
Did this begin with Septimius Severus?
It was during that time. Septimius, what's his name?
Severus Severus.
Yeah, that's where you get the month of September, right?
Right.
And you got him, and you got what's the other cat name? The other black, the one that he beat in war. What's his name?
Not Constantine.
Not Constantine is someone. He was a sun worshiper, right?
Right.
Persinius Niger.
Persinius Niger.
Persinius Niger, right? Persinius Niger was another black man, right? Another black man who was ruling in Rome. You got when Rome was like broken up, they had certain places where they ruled over, right? Persinius Niger went into battle against Servius Septimius, and Servius Septimius beat him in battle, right? So you had these black men who were ruling during the time. Constantine is the reason why you worship the sun. You get what I'm saying? Why you have Sunday service, Sunday church, because of him, right? That's where the root of it comes from, is from another black man. Go ahead.
I got a question. So, the Renaissance period is obviously, you know what I'm saying, the period where they changed all the images. And
Renaissance meaning rebirth, right? The rebirth of white supremacy. That's basically what it is.
the Leonardo da Vinci and all that stuff.
Right. Dethroning black supremacy. That's what it is. That's why they call it a Renaissance or the rebirth. And it's the whitewashing of black, literally. Right? And it talks about how they, if you go look at the history, it talks about how they changed the people from being black to being white. That's crazy, right? Like they really changed it because they knew the power it had behind it. So when we go get we have the Russian icons. You have the Russian icons, you can go show the dark ages of Moses, when they had the picture of Moses, of Christ, of Daniel, all these pictures we got up here, right? Right, they're all up here. All these pictures we got up here of the dark ages. These pictures are older than Christ. Or it's like old as Christ, you know what I mean? Or it's like yes, you know what I mean? Older than Christ. You try to picture of Daniel, that picture of Daniel is older than Christ. You get what I mean? That picture of Moses is older than Christ. Is in Moses, it was a deception of what someone seen at Moses as. You get what I mean?
Right.
So all these pictures seen, it was something that would help someone black. Instead of everything that was in power white, imagine seeing everything that was in power black. That's why you come in here and you feel it. You feel this is what it should have been. You get what I mean? We're good to go, right? Read it again from the top of the show.
Revelations chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nation which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Right, so now he got free, right? The 1,000-year reign was over, and now it's time for him to reign again. You understand, right? He reigned before, but now it's time for him to reign again, right? So now, all these people we talk about, Servius Septimius, Pescennius Niger, Constantine, it's way more black, people that we could talk about as well. All these people were brothers who did not care about the truth, who did not serve God. The reason why they were allowed to have a Renaissance period is because we didn't care about serving the Lord. Everyone can prosper for a while, for a minute, right? You can be, straight for a minute without the Lord. And the Lord shows why you should not be against him.
So the white man is the spirit of Satan.
Satan
is the spirit of the Edomites.
Yes. Precept. I need a precept. You can't say the words like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then not pull a precept. I need a precept. Come on, just think about the counterpart. The physical counterpart is the white man. That's Satan's physical counterpart. Because you think about all the evil things he's doing. I'll pull this precept for y'all.
It's not that loose. I'm paraphrasing, but I'd have to pull it. It's not about that old dragon, right?
That old serpent?
The old serpent?
That's a good one. There's a better one. Christ is on.
John 8:44.
That's a spirit. That's a characteristic, I should say. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14?
Isaiah 14 is the one. Isaiah 14 and what? 2?
12.
12. So let me hear it.
Isaiah 14 and 12. How fallen from heaven, O Lucifer.
Y'all remember this, right? This is one of them, right? There's another one in Chronicles. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Is it Chronicles? I gotta pull it. One more second. Go ahead, Kapar.
I asked you about this a while ago. I asked you about Lucifer and Satan. Were they two different individuals or not?
Were they two different individuals?
Yes, and then I believe you said one was a spirit.
Okay. I said one was a spirit.
Like it. Because I did ask about that a while ago. But it was Lucifer and Satan.
Okay, I gotta double check. Lucifer and Satan is the same, as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't say different. You know what I'm saying? Lucifer would be the man. Us like Lucifer would be the man. Satan would be the spirit. You know what I mean? But they're the same. But I gotta double check though. Don't quote me on that. All right. 1 second. Let me get Chronicles 18 and 18.
First Chronicles?
2 Chronicles 18 and 18 through 21. Isaiah's a good one. That's another one because that talks about what happened to him, right? But 18 and 18 is what I want. 2 Chronicles 18 and 18 through 21.
2 Chronicles 18 and 18. Again he said, therefore hear the word of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left.
Y'all familiar with this precept, right? Go ahead.
And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
Right. This is a vision. This is in heaven. Y'all understand, right? Who wrote Chronicles? Moses? Not Moses. Joshua? Which one? Go ahead.
If I missed, I think it was just because I know Chronicles means records. I think it was. I don't think it was a specific person.
No. It doesn't matter, right? Go ahead, keep reading.
It's like, and the Lord said, "Who shall entice Ahab?"
I want to say it was Solomon, but go ahead.
King of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead.
Now this is the prophet is bringing out a vision that was given, right? Because now remember they're in heaven having this counsel about killing this king. You understand? Go ahead.
And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner.
Slacky, give me 1 second. I forgot to call Captain back. 1 second. One spoke after this manner, and the other one after speaking after that manner. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Then there came out a spirit,
everything's too wild, sir.
And stood before the Lord and said,
everything.
I will entice him.
Oh, hold on 1 second now. It's not all the way too wild, but that situation is not happening right now. We're gonna handle it after class. She's not a threat right now to make that happen. There's no threat of her of dying right now. It's like I said, there's no threat of her, being of dying or anything like that. That situation's covered. She was kind of calm, like that situation's over, but I need to further investigate a little more when I talk to her after class. Captain Cornwall. No. He called it. He called the officer over there that lives by her and handled the situation. The officer's red. Yes, concert. He's in the same area, but not with them physically. But it's the Walker Bar. He's like right across the way. No, he was not heading there. You want him to head over there? I think it's too wild, but I can make sure that everything is fine. I can have him go over there. Okay. All right, sir. All right, y'all brush on should go. Slack it. 1 second. Hey, Lord Christ. Hey, have to go over there. Okay. Is she with her? She's with her. Okay. Call her, right? And tell her to walk over there with the Walker Bars at, all right? All right, Lord Christ. All right, go ahead.
2 Chronicles 2 and 19. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner.
Right. So they all speaking about how what? They was going to kill this cat. Right? Go ahead.
Then there
imagine the scene. There's something you can think of, but can't really put your mind on is they having a council in heaven about how this cat on earth is going to die. And how should he die? You know what I'm saying? And people are coming up to the Most High and saying, this how I'm going to do it. And the Most High is like, I don't like that one. This how I'll do it. Nah, I don't like that one either. Right? Go ahead.
And verse 20. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord.
Now, a spirit came before the Lord. Go ahead.
And said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit.
Oh, what spirit?
A lying spirit.
This is Satan. Angels don't lie. Y'all understand this, right? Only Satan will lie. Satan will lie. Not to the Most High, but he'll lie to you. You get what I mean? He'll entice you. The reason why you ever lie is because Satan told you to lie. You understand? He has the power to make you lie. So when you told a lie, it's because Satan said, you better say this, or if you don't, well, you know what's... You get what I mean? So every time you lie, you was like, yeah, nah, I ain't go over there. You lied because you was scared. And Satan tried to give you a way out. And then the thing about you lying is this. The person you're lying to knows you're lying. Y'all knew that? Everyone ever lied to their mother growing up, your mother knew you was lying. Right. She just cut you some slack because she's a woman. Right? You can't lie to your father. You ever try to lie to your father? I tried to lie to my father one time. I never lied to him again. He told me, he said, you said you can lie to your mother. Don't lie to me. That scared me. I was like, damn, I can lie to her. Don't lie to you? No sweat. I'm never going to lie to you. Go ahead.
And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so.
Go ahead. Is that it on 21?
Okay.
Go ahead, keep going. Any more I need?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil against thee.
Y'all understand this, right? This was Satan coming down and being that lying spirit to come and entice everybody. Y'all understand that, right? Entice the prophets even. Who is Satan on earth? Satan uses the oppressor to go and be the evil doer in the world. You understand that?
Right.
That's who he enters, and that's who he uses to come in to conquer, to be evil. Why you like so many things that the white man does? Because what he does is free and fun and amazing, and you know it doesn't engage rules. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have boundaries or standards or morals. It doesn't have those things. So when you want to do those things that the oppressor does, that's why. Because it's a free life. Free will. You heard that, right? Yeah. White man has free will. You don't. You can't do what he does because you're going to die. Y'all understand? Now take me back to where we was at.
Now Revelation 20 and 8, right?
20 and 7, that's where we was at?
Yeah.
We good on that, right? Hey, Shalom, y'all stuck. Y'all, we good on that, right? Y'all understand the whole thing, right? The white, he came and ruled for 1,000 years. We ruled for 1,000 years, and then he took that power back. Now let's prove at the whitewashing in let me see, what precept was that? Y'all know what precept I'm talking about, Apocrypha, right?
Oh, Maccabees 3 and 48.
Hold on, is that the one I wrote down? 1 second. 1 second, you might be right. First Maccabees 3 and 48, come. First Maccabees 3 and 48.
First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen.
Where the who?
Heathen.
Y'all understand this, right? Laid open the book of the law. What's the book of the law? Go ahead.
The Torah.
Right. The Bible, right? Same thing. Go ahead.
And laid open the book of the law.
What you said is technically correct. Yes. Go ahead.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. The likeness of their images. Y'all hear that, right? Like, that's in the Bible. It talks about how they opened up the book of the law and what? And what they do?
Had sought to paint.
And sought to paint. Go ahead.
The likeness of their images.
Y'all hear that, right? That's what they did. Instead of of drawing your faces, they draw white faces. It can be in power over you. Now, is that a small thing? No, it's a major thing. Y'all understand? It's major. Who makes it small? Who makes color small in the world? Go ahead.
The people who change.
No. Damn, I wish you would have said. Go ahead.
We do.
We do. Right? We the one that don't give a damn. You ever been at, come on, you've been at camp before. Say, Christ is black. A black person say, I don't care what color he is. And you like, God, we destroyed out here. Like, when I heard Christ is black, that changed my life. I tell another cat Christ is black, he's like, I don't care what color he is. Color don't matter. You like, God damn. Go ahead, Christ.
The whole time white man, so we're like,
yeah. No, for real. He's like, damn, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. White man, give it up. He is like, that man, tell the truth. Go ahead, Op. No, but we don't want to make color small when color is big. You get what I mean? If color didn't matter, color wouldn't be in the Bible. Color wouldn't be on an application. You ever fill out an application? You trying to get in slavery? Right? What did it say? What ethnicity are you, nigga? You like other? Rather not say, because I need the job. You know what I mean? You know you behind what they say? You behind what? The 8 ball already when you box in black.
right.
You box in Hispanic. You get what I'm saying? Some of y'all can't even do it. You try to put nothing, but you give your name. Your name is, Marquise. It's over for you. You're not getting the job. You're not getting the job. You know what I'm saying? What's another one? What's another brother's type name? You know what I mean? Trayvon, it's over for you, bruh. Rashad, yeah, no. It's a no for me. That your application getting tossed.
Right.
Jose, not happening. That's what happens. Color matters, man.
Right.
Why we got to bring it up? Because they whitewashed our color straight out of history, and made it the red man. You see Moses, they made Moses a white man. Made Christ a white man. You feel me? Think about the war stories of David. It made him white. You get what I mean? Think about that. They made Goliath a heathen. They made him white. He a whole African. They made Goliath white too. You get what I'm saying? Like the treachery behind it, we don't think it's big in the world, but it's so big because they went out the way to whitewash it out of history. They call it the rebirth of what? Rebirth of white supremacy. Now give me Job. Y'all know what I want.
Job 9:24.
Yes.
Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into who?
The hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who rules the world? The wicked. Don't even say who, right? We know who the wicked is, right? Go ahead.
He covereth.
He what?
covereth.
Y'all understand? This is a precept for the two precepts we just pulled. He covereth what?
The faces.
The faces. Go ahead.
Of the judges thereof.
Y'all understand? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who was the judges thereof? What does thereof mean? First of all, anybody know what thereof means? The thereof means that's there. You get what I'm saying? The one is a whole bunch of black judges right there.
Right.
He covereth the faces thereof. The ones that you see, he covereth those faces. Y'all understand? That's what he did. He gonna cover that face up and made sure when he rules the world, everyone's gonna see me as the supreme, as the one in power, as the one ruling. He can't rule when black people was ruling.
Right.
You can't have that. You can't. How you gonna be in charge of a world that black people really rule? You understand? Any more?
If not, where and who is he?
If it's not him, if it's not, where and who is he? If it's not him doing it, then who did it?
Right.
You understand? Who did it? We all know. Who did it? I mean, the oppressor, man. The oppressor that took everything from you. Give me a Zechariah 16 and 11, I believe. It might be 11 and 16. Let me see. Talk about furthering the affliction. You know what that precept about?
I believe that's 11:6. 11:6.
Furthering the affliction. It might be 15. I'll find it for I'll find it. Uh, 1 and 15. Salaki Akim. 1 and 15. 1 and 15. What I say? 11 and 15. Give me Zechariah 1 and 15. If y'all got any questions, let me know if y'all got any questions. I can answer them. All right. Go ahead, Top One.
Zechariah 1 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very sore displeased with the heathen.
This is the Most High speaking through his prophet Zechariah, right? Zechariah is saying that how the Lord is displeased with who? The heathen. He displeased with them. Why? Go ahead.
That are at ease.
That are at ease. Who's at ease? The people who rule over you.
Right.
They not oppressed.
Right.
They not tripping. You ever see? Okay, like I just thought about this. Like I was watching. I remember this sister, right? She worked with me, right? I think it was her child was sick. Her child was sick, right? But she didn't want to lead a slavery. She came to work still, you know what I mean? Because she's oppressed, of course. She came to, instead of being with her child who was sick and taking care of him, like anybody would, it was her by herself. She knew she had to come into her slavery because if she misses her slavery, she can't pay her bills and she might get fired. You understand? And her child is sick. That same situation happened to someone who's white or Asian or whatever. They stay home with their child. You understand? They don't have that same pressure of, I might lose my job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't feel that because they know damn well they better not lose their job. We feel that. Even though we don't know how it's okay to not go to your slavery and take care of your child. We don't know that. We know I better show up. That's what we know. You know what I mean? They don't feel that though. You understand? Like, that's just one dose of oppression that we feel that they don't feel. Like when you see a cop, like I don't fear a cop now, but in the world you see a cop, you ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing wrong, but you like, oh, let me go this way. You get what I'm saying? They don't feel that. That's why white people can talk to cops crazy. Right? What was it, Cat Williams? I forget, it was Cat Williams or Mike Epps. It's like, give me your ID. No, you're not gonna see my ID. Give me your ID. Right? No, I'm not showing you my ID. Give me your ID. Puts his finger in his chest. Give me your ID. Go ahead,
As my kids said, we was out there in Vegas, and like normally, some gang of cops in Vegas. Walking down, brothers, be paranoid. Like in the world, brothers be paranoid, they got stuff on, they doing something else.
Yeah, kind of.
The brother was just saying hi to the cops, calling my name. He was like, "Hi, Stan. How you doing? How's today going? How you doing, man?"
I'm not gonna ask who that was.
It was so funny. They'll catch them off guard. They're like,
you know me? God, like the fear of that, the fear of losing your job, the fear, the oppression that we feel is so real. I'm trying to tell you, it's so big and so real. You don't even realize it because you live it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? White people feel it. They're like you heard that joke, how a mother would tell her black child to go clean the room. And the black child, and you better clean that room for whoop-de-whoop happen, right? That black child goes in that room and cleans it, right? A white child, a mother might say, go clean your room. And he's like, that's my space. That's my area. What are you talking about? They don't feel oppression at all. You understand that? I'm making a joke, but y'all hear what I'm trying to say, right? They're like, why are you coming at me? That's my quarters. Go ahead.
If I could, I remember having a white friend in middle school, high school, and going to his house was such a different vibe. It was completely different. When they got into arguments with their mom, I think to myself, man, my mama killed me.
Right. Even in their house, it could be liberal. Right? In our house, it was a dictatorship.
Right.
In their house, it's liberal. It's like, hey, do this. I'm not doing that. I had white friends like that, and I'm like, hey, right. Man, I think I gotta go, man. I think you about to die, and then it's like, damn. And they're like, what? And then all they say is, watch your mouth. He said, nah, we'll do. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't understand it because your mother's oppressed. You get what I'm saying? She's oppressed too. So our lifestyles are just so different. Where we at? What precept we at?
Zechariah 1:15.
Now let's read this right from the top. I know we read it.
Kind. Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease.
The Lord said He is very displeased with the heathen that are at ease. Right? He's not just. Why is He displeased with them? Because He allowed them to have power over us. Y'all understand that, right? He allowed them to because we sinned. We the chosen. We turned our back on God, and God gave us a punishment. Now He's saying He's displeased with the heathen for how they dealt with us. Go ahead.
For I was but a little displeased.
I was just a little displeased on how you was doing my people. Right? Go ahead.
And they helped forward the affliction.
But they were so evil in their deed that they forward their affliction that He's going to give to them. You understand? Because they... Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you explain that? So they're so evil for their deeds, like they waiting on it? You're like...
Yeah.
They're confident. I'm waiting on that day. I wish that day would come.
No. More like the Lord was going to judge them. He was just going to put them in slavery. Just like every other nation will get slavery. Right? But they did so much that the Lord wants to get rid of them now. You get what I'm saying? Like they went overboard with and how they dealt with us. You get what I'm saying? And this could be the white man. This could be any nation. The Lord despises them for how they dealt with us. Period. So let's take it to the white man, right? Let's take it to Esau. Esau is getting wiped off the planet in the future.
Right.
Because of how they dealt with us. Every time we went to go in captivity, we were allowed to be ourselves. We were allowed to be Israelites. We were allowed to serve our God. We were allowed to keep our high holy days. We just worked as second-class citizens, but we were allowed to do all those things. That's how the Lord wanted it to be, right? But the white man took it further. He took your identity, took away your high holy days,
Right.
took away your homeland,
Right.
took you away from your God, and then on top of that, murdered, raped, and killed you. Murdered, raped, and stole from you, and used you to this day. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord said, I have to get rid of that person. Because the evilness in them, it surpasses any evil I've seen on earth. You understand? So he's saying they gotta go. Go ahead.
If I may, so like, that's gonna be after 1,000 years of slavery, right?
God, they have to serve a punishment first. And 1,000 years is just a time, right? It's not like a accurate, literal time.
Like 1,000 years.
Right. It's like saying for a long time.
For a long time.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For a long time, this was going to happen to you. And then as the time goes and dwindles, the Lord will, it ain't like they're just going to fall off the face of the earth. The Lord is going to do something where they can't produce anymore. Where the oldest Edomite child is going to be 31 years old trying to have babies, and they just can't have babies. And then it's like, damn, they down to 50.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, damn, they got 5 souls left.
That's crazy.
Get the party ready. Get the party ready. You might have 2 years out to prepare for this party. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what's gonna happen. You ever seen what's that movie with Clive Owen? Children of Men. You ever seen that? You seen that, sis?
It sounds familiar.
You seen that? You know what I'm talking about, Malakma. That was an interesting movie, right?
Right.
If you ever give a chance, go watch Children of Men, right? Children of Men is about, people not being able to produce anymore. And the only person that was able to produce was a black woman, right? And they make an organization about saving this sister so she can bring forth life for the first time in like 18 years or 19 years. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's a very interesting movie. You get what I'm saying? But that's how I figure white lives to be in the future. Where they're going to form an organization to try to save this last white lady so she can produce. And then we'll find her and kill her. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Howard.
A question I had, sir, was like, okay, after a certain amount of time, is it after a certain amount of time the nation served us? I remember you. I don't know if it was you who was saying this a while ago.
Did they go back to their nation, their country?
And they're still gonna be.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to pay taxes.
Yeah. They're gonna have to pay 10%.
Okay.
But we're gonna allow them to be them, but they gotta keep our laws.
Right.
Because we rule the world.
And they're.
Yeah. So they're gonna deal with each other. They're gonna have families. They're gonna have jobs. They're gonna own businesses.
Right.
That we're gonna give them loans.
Right.
You get what I mean? Right. To build a business.
Right.
We're gonna give them loans, but guess what? Someone in that region owns all that.
Right.
So there can be a Chinese millionaire in the future.
Okay.
But he's making millions, so you can make multi-millions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Like now.
Like now.
Right.
Exactly. Like there's gonna be a Chinese cat that's flourishing.
Right.
Is that the word?
Flourishing.
Yeah, flourishing, right? Having a good time in China. But 10% of that goes to the nation of Israel, and whoever is controlling that zone, money's coming to him. And that money that's coming to him ain't going back into their community, because it's going into our community and making us bigger. And there's only going to be a few of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The rest of them got to work their ass off and be oppressed.
There's a movie back in the 80s, I forgot the name of it. But it was like the black people were in rulership and the white people were oppressed under us. I forgot the name of the movie. And you see the white people complain about the black people. Like, man, they just keep holding us down. The boss is black. The was black.
Yeah.
I forgot that movie, but I find out what it is.
I'll tell you, BET had that movie like that. And they cut that off so fast.
Oh, I seen that one too.
You know what I'm talking about? They had the white people acting ghetto. And they was like, we cannot show that. These niggas get a little too happy. You can't even have a movie with an idea of having power. You understand? You can't, like, they had it out, and I was like, this is cool. I wish they didn't do the white people like they was black, but it was cool to know that because they was having black people kill innocent white boys. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's Tales. Is that Tales, the episode of that?
Nah, it was a movie. It was a movie. They had grills. White boys had grills and all that. Yeah, it was wild. You know what I'm saying? But they cut it off real fast. You know how BET run a movie like 20 times in a month. They was like, this movie this done. We're not showing this no more. They showed it for like a month, maybe 2. I had to Google it. And I was like, what happened to that movie? I can't even buy it on Amazon Prime. But we good to go though? Any other questions? Solid? With that, pass out class with a priest officer regalia. You do it, Lord's Prayer.
We're going to do the Lord's Prayer. First, I'm going to do the security announcements. We had an ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother and sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandments. Numbers 18:21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of every increase give to the Lord. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering to the priest, not mandatory whatsoever. Amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation.
The Feast of Blowing the Trumpets.
They got the Feast of Blowing the Trumpets, holding it down right here at school.
September 17th.
September 17th. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. Men of Israel, Amidum, sister Amidum. We're gonna get this Lord's Prayer. Sorry, face the east. All right, I'll do it in the ancient. Brothers and sisters, repeat after me, then we'll do it in English. The Lord's Prayer. Avanav, Shabbat Shemayim, Padat, Ayah, Shamkar, Yahweh, Malakukah, Aba'ad, Ratazayakah, Ayah, Isha, Aratazah, Hawah, Ayah, Shemayim, Thundanawa, Kam, How, Yawam, Asalakyanawa, Abawakyanawa, Asalakyanawa, Abawakyanawa, Isaiah 1, Abor, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Lakar, Amalakwa, Ala Allah, Rata Parat, La I will Layim. Amen. In the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sorry, praise me. Sis, you can be seated. Give one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amai Shabbat, Aimaidu, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatham. Sorry, face the sister. Double shots, right, sis. Men of Israel, Amai Shabbat, Aimaidu, Barak, Yajimata, class dismissed.